I'm David Parry, Senior Vice President, Customer Engagement at Bringg, and I'm joined today by Chris Conway, E-commerce Director at Co-op. Thanks for joining us today, Chris.
No problem. Fantastic to be here.
So let's get started. Co-op is a truly local business with a focus on the local high street and the community. Can you tell us a bit about your efforts to bring that same passion to sustainable delivery?
No, it's a good question. So I think what really makes Co-op special is that we're really at the heart of the community. So predominantly we're a physical retailer. We've got 2,700 stores across the high streets here in the UK, which means that we're basically on the corner of everybody's street. Because of that, it really means that we've got what we call a closer strategy. So it means that we're closer to where our customers are, closer to what they care about, and closer to what they need. So that runs through everything that we do, really. So if you think about from an e-commerce perspective, we really wanted to flow that through to our e-commerce channels, into our online delivery convenience service. So Co-op products delivered from your local store by your local colleagues, and we really wanted to integrate lots of our Co-op difference, if you like, into our experience. So the fact that you order for the same day and it's coming from your local store, I think means that it really feels like you're helping the community. And also we're integrating our membership proposition into our e-commerce journey. So if you're a member of the local store, you're also a member online, which means that for every pound that you spend, that relevant percentage goes to your local community causes. And that happens whether you shop online or whether you shop in the physical store. And that was really at the heart of everything that we wanted when we started. We didn't want to do anything that would distract from being part of the Co-op or being part of the local community.
That's great. Thanks, Chris. And just expanding on that, you've long been known for your convenient shopping, as you say, local, focused on a personal experience for your customers. What was your approach as you translated this into those digital experiences, e-commerce, delivery, and how did you maintain that focus on an outstanding customer experience?
Really interesting, actually, because I think when we looked at the online market as a whole, even taking a step away from what Co-op do, we looked at the way that customers behaving and the way that they were changing. And actually what we found was that, similar to the physical world, customers didn't want to spend a long time doing their shopping online. They didn't want to do a big shop all the time, and they didn't want it to be really pre-planned. So they wanted to do the online convenience shop. They just didn't have the tools, or they didn't have the availability to do it. And actually, when we looked at research from our physical stores, and one of the reasons that people shop in our physical stores is that they want to get in and out really, really fast. So actually, they don't want to stay in for a long time. They don't want to browse the aisles. They don't want to look at the different selection. The beauty of shopping in a physical Co-op is that you go in and you can get what you want really, really quickly. It's got the right range of products that satisfies the main mission, so that what I'm having for tonight, what I need, what I've forgotten to buy, what I need for the morning, what I need for my lunchtime meal, and I can get it really quickly and go in and out. So actually transferring that to our online experience was really, really important. And if I think about some of our competitors, they haven't really focused on the ease of shop on their journey. They've gone for kind of a bigger range. They've got various steps in the checkout, which means the experience isn't as smooth as it could be. And I think the way we've approached our online experience is it's about as being, I guess we would call it like as easy as ordering an online pizza. When you order from Deliveroo, for example, or Pizza Hut, it's really, really straightforward. It's dead quick. It's really simple. And you're in and out from an experience perspective. And we've tried to keep that focus from our website. So we actually, when you go on there, we've kept the design really simple. We've made the imagery really big, and actually we've made our search engine really optimal to make sure that people can find exactly what they need. And it's a curated range, so you're not sifting through reams and reams and pages of the same product. So it's really simple. It's quick and easy. Very, very similar to the way our physical stores are. And I think that brings that kind of outstanding customer experience to life. And because people are shopping for that convenience mission, exactly they want to be in and out online the same as they do in a physical store.
Excellent. Sounds great. And so on this journey, critical is selecting the right partner for that scalable innovation. What were the top criteria that you looked for when you were selecting that right technology partner? And How then has this enabled your rapid digital growth over the last 12 months?
Yeah, I think one of the advantages of being a late mover in this space, and our competitors in grocery in the UK have been selling online grocery for a long time. And I think when we started the journey, we built our kind of headless microservices technology stack with the intention of working with fantastic partners. We knew that there was some stuff we would want to build ourselves, but actually we knew there was some really intelligent, best-in-class partners that we would want to work with. So if I think about the top 2 or 3 criteria, one of them, I think I've already said it, is that it's got to be best in class. So when we're looking for a partner in last mile, for example, in Bringg's case, we're looking for a last mile technology partner that perhaps does things that nobody else does. Real-time route optimization, allocation of those deliveries to the right courier at the right time at the right price, all those configurables that aren't necessarily out of the box with a lot of the more legacy partners that you might see in this space. So best in class absolutely would be number one. And we when we're looking at partners, they've got to be 1 or 2 in the market for us to be able to work with them in this space. The second thing I would say is they've got to be innovative. They've got to have a really innovative approach. And by that, I mean that we think we know what we want as a retailer, but invariably we'll change our mind after 6 months and 12 months. And it's not because we're being awkward, or it's not because we've decided to do something differently. Normally it's because customers are reacting differently to what we thought they wanted, or customers are experiencing the proposition in a very different way. So actually being innovative together means that we have to be agile. We have to take a very different approach to partnership. And really, we have to work really, really closely together to do some different things and try some different things. And I think one of the fantastic things about working with an organization like Bringg, for example, is that we've been able to have that really innovative approach all the way through, which has enabled us to reach the heady heights of the growth that we've seen. And I think the last thing I would say is it's really important with any partner that they realize that we need to grow together. So that the last thing we want to do, and I've experienced this in some other retailers that I've worked for, where we work with a partner and once the deal's been signed, that's it, and you're kind of left alone and the deal's done and you've kind of bought a tool and you go away and work with it. I think this approach that we've got is, you grow and we grow together. So we have a shared vision, we have some shared strategic goals and aims. And as we both grow, we both benefit, and the commercial relationship benefits from that. And I think that's worked really, really well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And so underpinning, your work with Bringg and across this whole technology sector, how do you see data and technology empowering your abilities to make smarter decisions, to automate, but also to optimize at scale? I mean, you have thousands of customers.
I mean, it's really at the heart of everything that we do. And I would love to say that we're harnessing all that data and technology, and that's absolutely empowering every decision that we make. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be telling the truth, but absolutely, it's playing a much more vital part of everything that we do as we move along the journey. So, it is a key part. We've recently entered the online market, as I've said previously, we're a late mover, which means we've got all this raft of new data that we've never had before. So from an online perspective, we've got transactional data, customer behavior data, we've got last mile data, all this data we have, and we're using bits of it to make key important decisions. So from an online perspective, what shop do we open next? Where do we want to deliver to? The data is really key in that. What lead time do we offer to certain customers? In central London, customers might want their food delivered in 30 minutes, where actually in rural parts of Scotland, actually, if you get it delivered in 4 hours, that's absolutely fantastic. So we're using the data to understand what's a great proposition there. It's also making our operation much more efficient as well. So whether that be from a picking perspective, or whether that be from a last mile perspective in terms of the different couriers that we use, the different vehicle types that we use, and the speed at which we deliver. So there's a number of ways we're using that data to inform our decision making. And I think one of the other benefits of this great online data is the fact that we're helping our physical stores make decisions as well. So, previously we've always made decisions on kind of market data or demographic data, or what customers are telling us. And now we've got online data, we can see lots of different types of behavior. So, a really simple example is Christmas. So, we make decisions about when we put Christmas food into our stores and when we think customers are thinking about Christmas. And now we've got an online proposition. We've got much more data that suggests actually they're thinking about Christmas a long time before we think they are. They're searching Christmas. They're searching for Christmas products. They're looking at some of the aisles on the website that suggests they're looking at Christmas products. So we can use that data and feed that back into our physical business to say, actually, maybe you're landing this stuff a bit late. And Easter eggs is the prime example. And we have people searching for Easter eggs on Boxing Day, which might be a bit soon from a physical store perspective, but it does show that people are looking at the next event and what's the next big thing. And this year might be a little bit unique for that, because we're all clinging to some hope, I guess, in terms of some pleasant things that are planned in. But actually, I think it's really interesting. And also, if you think about online, we're delivering to lots of new customers as well. So I've already said we've got we've got thousands of stores all over the UK, but amazingly, there are some parts of the UK where we haven't got a store, but we are now delivering to. So online's enabled us to deliver to new customers. And actually what we're doing is we're gaining a cluster of new customers to the co-op where we haven't got a physical location. So that in itself brings together do we decide to build a store there, or do we want to build a dark store there, or do we want to just serve them online? So there's loads of whole different rafts of questions that this data brings to the party. And we're not brilliant at using it all yet, but absolutely we're using some of it, and I'm really excited about how we're going to use it in the future. And we've got a big transformation program internally about how we harness the data, join it up with everything else that we've got, and really reap the benefits as an organization because of that data.
Thanks, Chris. And I think, it's a journey, and we're on this journey together, Bringg and the co-op. And looking back over the last 18 months, what advice would you have for others who are embarking perhaps at a later stage on this journey?
Well, this one's a really difficult one, actually, because I'd like to think that we've been really brave as a team and really bold. And I'm not saying that to blow our trumpet or blow any of our partners' trumpets. I don't think that is out of line in terms of the way we've grown and the way we've established ourselves in the market really quickly. But I think ultimately we've started the partnerships off on the right foot by both wanting to grow, wanting to consistently improve and be more efficient, ultimately by improving the customer experience and going where the customers want us to go. If I really did some soul searching here, I'd ultimately say that we trusted our hunches. The customer wanted a better online experience than was available in the market. We didn't go and copy anybody else. The service that we offer wasn't available, but we looked at the data. We looked at a market that actually was probably lacking a bit of customer choice, and we've offered this new choice to consumers, and we trusted that. They wanted to be able to order food from the local store and get it delivered really quickly, and they couldn't do that. Therefore, I think probably the biggest tip I would say is trusting what you're doing and trusting what your customers are saying. And I think if there's a customer need for it, I think ultimately you want to go for it, but be prepared that some things aren't going to work. And I think we've both worked on things together in the last 12, 18 months where we tried a few little things and they haven't quite worked out exactly as we thought, but that's fine. We've just kind of parked it and moved on. And but I think by trusting ultimately where the customers are, I think that's reaped its rewards, I would say.
Excellent. And as you looking at the future now over the next 3 to 5 years, what are you looking at in terms of future trends? Where do you think things are going to change? And what do you see as your crucial investments for the future?
Yeah, it's a $1 million question. I think what's happened actually in the last 12 months is lots of people have been introduced to online services that previously they'd never tried it. So that's great in the fact we've got all these prime customers that have tried different services and now they understand what the services are and they know how to access them. So I think there's going to be this big trend of we're going to have to understand that we have to build things that appeal to a much broader range of consumers. I think it's not just the younger demographic that's shopping online at the moment. It's all age groups. So I think there's this big trend that actually we're going to have to slightly adapt the way that we build our propositions to make sure that they're accessible to everybody in the market. Also, I think expectations have been lifted. I think if you'd have asked 100 people 2 years ago, can you order food and get it delivered within 20 minutes? I think 99 of them would have said no. I think if you ask the same question now, maybe only 40% of them would say no, and 60% would say, yeah, absolutely, and you can order it from here, here, and here. And I think that's changed rapidly over the last 12 months. So this customer expectation of being able to get things right away and stuff like that, I think that's going to be a really big thing that we're going to have to get over. And from a co-op perspective, we're offering the delivery service at the moment within 2 hours, but we know we can shorten that lead time, and actually we can shorten it to 30 minutes tomorrow if we really thought that the customers wanted that service. So I think that's something we're going to be aware of. And how do we deliver on that expectation? I think the customers want the experience to be better online. Certainly I'm thinking from a food perspective. And if I look at not our food competitors, but if I look outside of the traditional kind of grocery retailers, and I'm thinking about Uber Eats and Deliveroo and even Domino's and stuff like that, they've got some fantastic customer experience, and because they've led from a digital perspective. We shouldn't, myself leading the co-op business, I shouldn't be looking at Asda and Tesco and Sainsbury's as how we should do it. I should be looking at Uber Eats and Deliveroo and other players around the world about how we should do it. So I think that's important, and that's a particular part. Your question about where we're going to invest, we are going to invest in that. We're going to invest in making sure our experience is much better, much cleaner, much simpler, and much faster. I mentioned that earlier on in some of the questions, but convenience and ease is a big thing for us. Delivery options as well. I think delivery options is a real trend. And do I want it straight away? Do I want it delivered by a bike? Zero emission delivery, and we're investing heavily over the next few years in replacing all of our own co-op fleet. So rather than diesel or petrol vans, we're replacing every single van that we've got with a completely zero emission electric vehicle. We've just taken delivery of 10. We've got another 50 landing in the next 6 months. We've got another 200 landing over the next couple of years as well. So I think that trend is going to continue to happen.
Wonderful set of insights. Really appreciate your time today. I think people can learn a lot, and it's clear to me that the co-op are on a fantastic journey, which we at Bringg are very proud and pleased to be a part of. So thanks for your time, Chris. Really appreciate it.
No problem at all. I've enjoyed it. Thanks, David.
Cheers.